For 2 decades, he was the apex predator of European football. 5 Champions Leagues, 5 Ballon d'Or, a legacy carved in gold and glory. But what if the career we celebrated was only the warm-up? Cristiano Ronaldo's final act wasn't about another trophy. It was about becoming the world's first billion-dollar athlete brand to stay active. Did his move to the desert ruin his football legacy, or secure a new form of immortality through unprecedented wealth? Before Ronaldo, the Saudi Pro League was a footnote. After? Its global sponsorship value surged by over 300%. That's not a player. That's a tectonic shift. The media calls it a retirement paycheck. We call it the greatest strategic business move in sports history. His personal brand, CR7, is now valued at a staggering $1.2 billion. Was the greatest rival of all time, Lionel Messi, forced to follow suit, turning the GOAT debate into a billion-dollar financial arms race between two emerging markets? Every time he steps on a pitch in Riyadh, he is not just playing for Al Nassr, he is delivering a return on investment for a corporation larger than most European super clubs. This is the story of how Cristiano Ronaldo's final, controversial choice didn't just extend his career, but redefined football's balance between legacy and money, turning him into the first active player brand larger than the game itself. Act 1. The Illusion. The narrative was simple. A fairy tale for the 21st century. A poor kid from Madeira, Portugal, who willed himself into history. The media painted him as the ultimate competitor, the machine whose only fuel was winning. He was the king of Europe, the relentless pursuer of history, defined by the white heat of the Champions League spotlight. This was the illusion, that his career was purely a sporting endeavor. The world watched, captivated, as he battled Lionel Messi for the crown of the greatest ever. The stakes were always legacy. Every goal, every trophy was tallied on the scales of history. We were taught that the final chapter of a legend must be a dignified exit, a final European hurrah, a ceremonial walk-off. But behind the gilded facade of the European elite, a different equation was taking shape. The European model, where club power reigned supreme, was about to collide with the American model, where athlete brand power trumps all. The murmurs began in 2022. A tense exit from Manchester, a contentious World Cup. The world saw a legend fading, a champion reluctant to accept the twilight. The prevailing conflict was one of ego, that Ronaldo couldn't accept a lesser role. The resolution, as presented by the media, was a simple one. He took the money and surrendered his place among the elite. But what if we misinterpreted the surrender? What if, in that moment, when the world thought he was choosing a lesser league, he was actually making the ultimate power play? He wasn't choosing a place to retire, he was choosing a platform to conquer. He wasn't seeking validation from the past. He was building a financial empire for the future. This documentary argues that the move to Al Nassr wasn't the end of his career. It was the genesis of a new one. Act 2. The deconstruction and the real conflict: legacy versus money. The great trade-off. Ronaldo sold out. He tarnished a perfect European legacy for a massive unearned payday. The moment he signed with Al Nassr, he stepped out of the GOAT debate and into the realm of the wealthy retiree. This move didn't tarnish his legacy, it ensured it. When Ronaldo looked at the history books, he didn't just see goals, he saw longevity and financial security far beyond his playing days. Economic impact shows the return on investment was immediate and staggering. His arrival was the ignition switch for Saudi football. The league wasn't just buying a player, they were buying global cultural resonance. That 300% plus jump in global visibility and commercial value wasn't a cost. It was the cheapest, most effective marketing campaign in sports history. Ronaldo is paid handsomely because he is delivering that return. He moved from being an employee of a club to being a co-owner of the narrative for an entire emerging sports ecosystem. The Messi rivalry reignited the financial arms race. The GOAT debate ended when Ronaldo left Europe. Messi won his World Cup and the story was over. The competition didn't end, it simply shifted from the pitch to the marketplace. Ronaldo's move wasn't just a personal choice, it was a catalyst for the cultural influence analytical angle. Within months, his greatest rival, Lionel Messi, followed a non-European mega-money path to Major League Soccer, MLS. This wasn't a coincidence. The rivalry transformed into a geopolitical sports battle, Saudi Arabia versus the United States. Messi is the cultural pioneer in America, Ronaldo is the financial pioneer in the Middle East. Both are now spearheading the global redirection of football power, validating the path Ronaldo first blazed. The narrative is no longer who is the better player, but whose market will dominate the next decade of global football. Saudi sports washing debate, pioneer or pawn? Ronaldo is merely a high-paid pawn, a willing face in a sports washing campaign designed to improve the global image of Saudi Arabia. While the political context is undeniable, to call Ronaldo a mere pawn fundamentally misunderstands his brand power shift analytical angle. This is where CR7's $1.2 billion valuation comes into play. Ronaldo is not just receiving a paycheck, he is integrating the Saudi sports market into his global business empire. He has leveraged his celebrity to create a reciprocal dependency. He is so huge, his endorsements, his social media presence, that he dictates the terms. He is a corporation whose power outranks the leverage of any single club or league. He is not being washed by the sport. He is being paid to co-sign its legitimacy, a crucial distinction that secures his continued power long after the goals dry up. He is the first athlete to achieve true financial sovereignty while still active. Act 3. The verdict and the legacy. The ultimate verdict on the phenomenon of Cristiano Ronaldo cannot be found on a score sheet. It is etched into the global economy of sport. He forced us to confront an uncomfortable truth. In modern football, the athlete's personal brand has superseded the power of the club badge. The jersey is now merely an accessory to the athlete's empire. The fan perception split is simply a reflection of this cultural friction. Those who see a hero are celebrating a player who maximized his worth and secured his family's future with unprecedented leverage, the ultimate American dream of self-made success. Those who see a sellout are mourning the loss of a romantic ideal, a game driven solely by passion and loyalty, untouched by geopolitics and the ruthless pursuit of wealth. Ronaldo's move was a seismic moment that shattered the old world order. He showed every athlete that their worth is not capped by their league's history, but by their global commercial appeal. His legacy won't be defined by the number of goals in Riyadh, but by the billions of dollars he shifted in the global market. He has set the ultimate financial precedent. He didn't just rewrite the record books, he rewrote the contract between the athlete and the sport. He is not just an athlete who became rich, he is a titan of industry who played football. The greatest rivalry of the 21st century was ultimately decided not on the pitch, but in the boardroom. The game is changing, the money is moving, and one man lit the fuse. What do you think? Did Ronaldo choose legacy or did he redefine it through financial supremacy? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more deep dive analyses into the untold stories of sports, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel Lux Legends.